Hi, it's me, Amanda Solar, the Soulful Connector. Let's face it, the only way to really connect with someone is to get real. So here we go. Let's connect.
Connection. Let's talk about connection. Let's talk about connection. Let's talk about it.
God, we're
One.
Okay, I hear it.
okay.
Welcome to what I am calling I Said What I Said. So in this special episode of Soulful Connections, we are kind of airing our minor grievances, not our big ones. So we're not going to talk about like sexism or racism or xenophobia or homophobia or any of the like biggies that we hopefully can all agree are bad. These are the little things that just seem to bug you, but everybody else seems to be okay with. But before we get started, I want to go around and ask people to just say their name and kind of like what they're doing in the world. So I'm Amanda Solar, and I founded Soulful Living and Soulful Connections, this podcast. So next, let's start with Jean Holmes.
Well, I'm Jean Holmes, and I've worked in the nonprofit space for a little over 20 years, and I love Amanda. There you go.
Yay! Roseanne.
I'm Roseanne Griffiths. I'm from Seattle, Washington, originally Philadelphia area, just like all you guys. And I am in food distribution to restaurants all over the United States and Canada. So if you've eaten at any restaurant, you've probably eaten food that came from my warehouse.
And Iffy.
Hi, Ify Aduba. I run a national network called the Entrepreneurship Funders Network, which is a network of foundations who support entrepreneurship and entrepreneurs.
Awesome. Liz.
Hello there, Liz Vibber, also in the nonprofit space, helping organizations figure things out.
And Kristen.
Hi, Kristen Ortlieb. I work in the pharmaceutical industry, so super happy Roseanne is here, and I am not the only person working in the for-profit sector. Thanks, Roseanne.
So I've gathered strong women with even stronger opinions. So Jean, you really have something to say, right? You want to start out by sharing
I feel like this is something that like everyone should be able to agree on, but they don't. That Jimmy's are chocolate, sprinkles are rainbow. That's the way it is, and I don't really, I can't understand people who argue with that.
Okay. Please feel free to challenge this, guys, because I challenge it. I do. I say that whether they're sprinkles or whether they're Jimmy's, they are all rainbow, and we don't even need chocolate.
That's messed up.
So I grew up in North Jersey, and I never heard the phrase Jimmy's until I moved to Pennsylvania. I'm putting that out there. Jimmy's doesn't exist outside of Pennsylvania.
They stick in my teeth, and I avoid them at all costs, so I don't call them anything.
Do you have a strong feeling about that, Iffy?
So I don't have a strong feeling about what they're called, except for the fact that I think Jimmy's is stupid. So I've never once ordered Jimmy's on anything. I think I tried it once and it felt stupid coming out of my mouth. And so
more Jimmy's for me.
So I will order chocolate sprinkles to put on soft serve. And I like that soft serve to be a chocolate vanilla twist. I can't comprehend that you would just deny all the chocolate. I don't even like, I don't know who you are, Amanda, so I'm very upset about that. But and it's not just a Pennsylvania thing. It is also supposedly a New England thing. It did skip over Jersey, Kristen, so there's no reason you would know.
Interesting.
There are a lot of things where like New Jersey, again, having grown up there, like I believe New Jerseyans speak the more appropriate language. Like it's a sub, it's not a hoagie. And forget the grinder altogether. It's a sub.
No.
It looks like a submarine sandwich. I mean, it just makes more sense. So
I mean, I hear you, and you're wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, let's finish that sentence.
And I will say, Jean, you made me think of every single one of you is going to disagree with what I'm about to say. But when Iffy said that about the chocolate jimmies, it reminded me.
I said something about chocolate sprinkles. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, right, that's right. So here's the thing, you guys, when you get a box of chocolates that are all different flavors, it is perfectly acceptable to do anything you need to do to determine what is inside of the chocolate. If that means that you have to break it, put your finger in it, cut it, whatever you need to do, and then when you discover that it's not something you like, feel free to leave it there for someone else.
Are you at home?
no.
That's the only place. That's the only place I would consider that.
Gene, the next time you find a half-eaten piece of chocolate, you know exactly who did it.
Well,
Yeah.
here's the thing though. I mean, you could be damaging the integrity of the end product. So if it's
Right.
something that say, let's just call it caramel in the center. You poke a hole in it,
Hang on.
caramel versus caramel. Yeah. Caramel.
Okay.
Caramel.
And yes, Roseanne, in case you're unclear, Kristen's right now, she's interviewing for a job, just in case, in food distribution, because she wants to question
Well,
the integrity of the
thinking-
end product.
I mean, I'm in the food business, and the whole conversation's horrifying to me.
Yeah.
I can barely even comment on touching
like,
all the food.
You poke a hole in that chocolate and you now
No.
leave the caramel exposed to
Yeah.
the air,
Yeah,
That's
you've
right.
ruined it.
changing the
Can't do it.
viscosity of the caramel for
Oh,
the next
very
person.
very bad, Amanda. Very bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew you weren't gonna agree, and I
You're right.
just felt it had to be said. I'm just putting it out there so that you can maybe contemplate it, and in a couple of days you might say, you know what? I think she was right about that.
No, if it's
I-
my box of chocolate, that's not going anywhere else.
You
But
know what? Here's the
me.
thing.
sounds
If
good.
I damage one that you were about to eat, don't you feel like I've saved you from yourself in a sense?
Well, I hate a box of chocolate that's not identified. That's
Well,
Yeah, I don't know why they make
Yes, I
chocolate
agree.
unidentified.
Please.
it's terrible.
And the
terrible.
other side of this, though, let's be real, ladies. The other side of this is if you take a bite of something or figure out that there's something inside that you won't eat, but you know your partner or your kid will eat, you're a hero because now you've gotten, look what I found for you.
You know what? So you did two things simultaneously. You did one of my pet peeves while affirming what I just said. Iffy, do you know what Liz did?
Did she like a message?
No, she said ladies. Was it you?
Oh, yes, she did say the ladies.
She did.
Yeah, no, Amanda doesn't like the ladies, Liz.
What's wrong with the ladies?
My kids yelled at me too for
Hey,
that.
ladies.
Mhm. Actually, I said
Ladies.
gals and I got called out big time for saying
Oh,
gals.
I don't mind that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just the
But I
ladies.
don't-
Don't call me a girl. Hey, girls.
She doesn't
I don't
mind that. It's
No.
just the ladies.
Oh gosh,
Just
I worked in a company where the CEO, who was a female, if somebody said the word girl, there could be 40 people in the meeting. She would stop the meeting and call you out and say, I think you'd like to readdress how you stated that.
Thank you.
Did
All
she
right.
like ladies?
Anything but girls. There are no girls in this boardroom making decisions. We are women.
I think with the ladies, there's something about it that makes me feel immediately as though, and Roseanne, could this be our growing up, 12 years of Catholic school? I don't know. There's kind of this inclination that I need to now be proper, and I'm a Stepford wife, or maybe I'm going to be having a club sandwich at the country club. And
God, I love a club sandwich.
Turkey club, no mayonnaise, white toast.
and I don't mind a club sandwich, but there's something about being called a lady while eating a club sandwich at the country club that has some sort of weird connotation that maybe Roseanne can figure out. I don't know exactly. Roseanne, do you know what it is? What is it?
I don't know. The ladies, the term when somebody's saying ladies, it almost feels like you're superior to the ladies you're talking to. I don't know. I get that sort of vibe. Like, okay, and maybe
So what
that's
do you
sort of how
call a
we grew
group of
up.
women?
I
You
know.
just
What do
call
we
them.
call a group of women? I don't know. I'm thinking like at my warehouse,
gaggle
I
of
work with
girls?
men, and usually
Calls
I'm
them
like,
guys.
okay, I'll say, okay, men, all day long I'm saying that. Okay, men. I never think twice about it.
I call them
But
guys. Like
yeah, I
if
call them
people
men.
are
I call
like that.
talking,
well,
what?
I don't
I don't
know.
like guys
Why?
Yeah.
because I'm not a guy.
But are you a lady? I'm not a lady.
Maybe we just need to say, okay, everybody, let's cover all ground.
There you go. Do we
I use
need it?
folks
Okay,
a lot.
friends. How about friends?
Okay, people.
Peoples, humans.
Humans, yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to revisit this. I don't know what it is. So, Roseanne, what's your pet? What's one of your pet peeves?
I don't know. Like I said, I can't get off like the airline thing. You know, it's crazy to think that they board an airplane the way they board an airplane. I mean, isn't it insane? Is there not anyone who says, how can you not board that thing from back to front?
Back to front.
So it doesn't
Right.
hold up the cargo load. And I get that people in the front have paid a little more. So maybe throw those people on first, but why do they even want to get on first? Because what's the joy of that? Like sitting on there for longer. I mean, like that can't be any
Yeah,
fun.
you get your drink.
I guess if it's
Kristen,
first class, but
you're
load
muted.
those first class people first. I'm cool with the first 5 rows getting filled up and then get us back to front.
Yeah.
And then why are they charging for checked bags and not carry-on? I think it should be the complete reverse. Charge for the carry-on. It's convenient. Most people want to do it. It holds up the loading. It holds up the unloading. So charge those people.
No,
for that
Roseanne, now you've
extra.
gone too far.
I'm
Now you
sorry.
have gone too far. I was with you. I was on the
No, I'm
train.
telling you,
and then
more people would
you
check
just
their
tipped
bags
over
if
the
it was
line.
free. If it was free, they'd check their bags and we'd all get off that damn plane faster.
I am convinced that the reason we charge people for checking the bag is because they do not have the good sense to just carry that bag to the gate and know that if they have to take it from them, they're not going to make them pay at the gate. Nobody
Yeah, I
should be
mean, there's
thinking
that.
about
Never take a
Never
roll
check a
forward and
bag.
check it.
because if they have to take it and check it, they'll take it for free.
Yeah, for free. It happens on
Yeah.
every flight.
Yeah.
Every flight. Yeah.
I mean, I'm with you on the boarding from back to front, even though I
It's
am one of those
crazy.
people that, pays more. I have the frequent flyer status to be in the front of the plane and blah, blah, blah. But so my irrational irritation last night was I was, through business class, 2 rows into coach, so right at the front. But I was late getting there because I was on a phone call. I was late getting onto the gate. I was in group 2. By the time I got to the gate, it was on group 6. When I went to get in my seat in the second row behind business class, other people who were further back in the plane had put their bags over top of where my seat was.
Mhm.
It's not
Needless
your
to
overhead,
s-
Kristen. It's
Needless
just
to
your
say, I
seat.
became very
Hey,
passive
Kristen,
aggressive.
check your bag.
Check your bag.
I've got the
Here's the
best bag
thing.
that fits right under my
I
seat.
used to check bags and the airline always lost it. I mean, it was an
Yeah.
absurdity at how often they lost my bag. So I was
No
like,
doubt.
pack less, rollerboard. And it turns out the person, because I was now paying attention when we were all disembarking, because I had to take my bag 6 rows past where I was sitting. So I was stuck now. I watched who was taking the overhead bag, who was taking their bag from where I was sitting. It was a woman who had put her bag up there. She was right across from me. Fine, fair enough. But her friend, who was like 10 rows back, she took her friend's bag and put it over my seat.
Mm,
And I thought, no, that's
Yes.
not right.
That'd
people
be-
have been killed for less.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Well, and then people were mad at me because I'm going against the tide trying to get to my bag.
Yes.
So yeah, it
Yeah,
just
it's
was a
messed up.
kerfuffle
It's
all
messed up.
around.
I hear you.
It's a kerfuffle.
Iffy,
Yeah.
what is your minor but feels major grievance? What's one of them?
It's like I've shared so many. Well, my tried and true, which I will always mention, is the insistence of putting additional citrus on a beverage, whether or not it's been asked for. I really think just ask. Don't assume I want the lemon. Don't assume I want it in my water. It's the only thing worse than on my glass is when you put it directly in my water. I love the taste of water. I get that a lot of people don't think it has a taste. I love the taste of water. I don't want lemon water. I don't want
feel you.
lemon on the
I
glass.
don't
I
think
don't know
many
when you
people
washed
fight
your
you on
hands
this.
last. I don't know when
That's a
you
good
washed
one.
that lemon. I don't know if you
Mhm.
washed that lemon.
That's right.
And
with you
not
on that.
everything has to be lemon flavored. Not, like,
Yeah.
and I know exactly where it comes from. Well, I know when it got cemented because it was my senior prom. They served lemon chicken. There was lemon floating in the water glass. And when I went to get a soda, they popped a lemon in there too. And I literally screamed at the poor bartender, why does everything have to taste like lemon? I don't get it. Like, unless you're a sangria, settle down.
Lemonade soda is weird.
Like, don't
Oh,
wedge
okay.
limes into my beer bottles. That's just messy. Like, I don't want any of it.
I think uninvited lemon is where I feel you, you know?
Yeah. The assumption of lemon.
Yes.
When did we all agree that every beverage needed a lemon?
Right. Was
That's
there a
like that-
Sounds
meeting?
like a blog post, the assumption of
Yeah.
lemon.
Yeah.
And
It
how do you feel
makes
about
it- it
cucumber?
makes
Do you
it
have the same
fancy.
cucumber issues?
It makes it fancy.
When am I,
That's the whole point.
am I
think.
hanging cucumber from the side of my glass, Liz?
I was always like, I never really thought about the lemon thing until Iffy brought it up to me one time when we were somewhere. And I was like, I will never put lemon in my water ever again. Like, I don't know where that lemon's been. I don't know when it was washed. I don't like, no,
Yeah.
it's
They're putting
never
a whole
going to my
bunch of
glass
things
ever
to
again.
eat in front of you. You don't know where any of that's been.
No.
So I also, I
It's
will say,
cooked.
I was in
Like, there's a
place-
heat factor.
I was in a restaurant once and they're not open anymore. And this is not why they're closed, but but I watched, they were cutting lemons off to the side. Like, I didn't see them wash a single lemon. I didn't see anybody wash their hands before they started like manhandling lemons, right? Because you're just like scooping it like,
Oh, yeah. No, I feel you.
yeah, no.
No, and they have had things where they say there's so much bacteria on the lemons, but I'm very inconsistent. Some days I feel wild and loose and I just go, you know what? Put that dirty lemon right in my glass. I'm gonna risk it all.
So you order dirty lemon. It's not just like
Yeah.
I'll
That's
use
right.
the
Give
lemon.
me a dirty martini
Yeah,
with a
is-
dirty
Do
lemon.
you rub that on the countertop and the floor
That's
a little
right.
bit before you put it
Exactly.
in there?
Feel free to lick it before you give it to me. I'm fine with that. So
That's-
Liz,
I will say, I want to just add to the airport, the airline travel. Like, do not get on to any moving walkway and just
And
stand in the middle.
stand.
Mm.
Like, there's clear
So
instructions.
annoying.
There's
So annoying.
signs, there's
reasons why
voices
some
and
people use
speakers
it,
telling
if
you
they
to
have
stand.
difficulty, why if
well,
they're
right. What if
tired.
somebody has a bad knee and you don't know
Yeah.
it?
But it's
and they
very
just-
clear. Just stand right.
Right.
Just
yeah,
stand right.
yeah,
Let people
exactly.
pass
You're
you
right.
on the
You're
left.
right.
A little spatial awareness. You're traveling
No,
in a
that's
group of
true.
7. Y'all don't need to walk in a line.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
like to take up my space,
No.
own my
A little
space.
spatial awareness at the airport.
No, you're right. You're right. So Liz, lady, I'm just kidding. No, what is one of your pet peeves or my
Well, first I'll say people who immediately stand as soon as the airplane
Oh.
taxis up to the right, and then they stand and you're sitting and you've got their rear end in your face. So there's that.
Okay,
Now,
what?
is that you?
That would be Jean's rear end.
Jean's hiding her face.
It would be
in
my
shame.
rear end because my back hurts.
And I'm 5 foot tall, so when I stand up, I can stand fully up under. But then you get these people, right?
yes.
Okay, so there's my airplane. Iffy has now yucked my yum when it comes to lemons. But beyond that,
You're welcome, all of you.
I
She
will
may have just
never-
saved your life.
She may have.
I probably did.
Although I have not been sick in the last 2 years, probably because of all of the disgusting bacteria I ingest in my body. I've
Good
got a great
tolerance built
immune
up.
system. So I have a few, but I'm going to go with the grammar of when people say these ones. Oh, do you want these ones? And I'm like, these, right? These? Yeah. Irregardless of anything else, right?
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah. So there are acute and across with a T. I'm going across the street.
We could go
Yeah.
on grammar for a while, probably.
Probably, and I'm not even that good at it, but there are just certain things. My kids go, oh, here she goes. So yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
And I don't like it when people, I used to be a little more anal retentive about grammar, and now because a lot of people are, I've kind of surrendered it. But what irritates me is when people want to make something sound more important, so they kind of make the word longer, like even when they say the book was entitled blah blah. I'm like, you know what? Just the book was called blah. The book was titled blah. You are entitled to say what you want, but I wish you would calm down.
Well, yeah,
You just
that's
made
good,
me think of
Amanda.
something.
Good.
Utilize makes me crazy.
Oh, interesting.
just
I like
use.
utilize.
It's
Oh,
just use.
I
There
guess
you
I want to
go.
be fancy. I just negated my own. Okay, you guys, what do you feel about this? I have two like social media things. I don't love when I have to look at somebody's feet in the ocean. In other words, I believe you. I believe that the ocean is in front of you. I believe that sand is under your feet. I believe you have a lounge. You do not need to show me your feet for me to understand that you truly are where you say you are.
I've always found it interesting that it's feet.
Right?
Weird.
I've
Why does
never
it need
thought
to
about
be?
it, but that's really interesting.
Yeah.
It is
It
funny.
is always feet.
It's
Yeah.
always feet.
I
And
don't know
I'm
why
always-
people think other people don't loathe feet. I don't like, I can't stand feet. So
And I just don't want to see it like in my feet. Like, it's not like if we were at the store and you had flip-flops, I would be upset about that. No, I'm fine with that. But again, I don't understand why you can't say, I'm looking at a beautiful ocean, but maybe the people think, but they won't believe I'm looking at it unless they see my feet.
yeah.
I'm like,
It's
Well,
I
not
and
a
who says
hostage
it's their
situation. We
feet?
don't need proof of life in the photo. Like,
Yeah.
right, right.
Come on,
And-
Jean, you're at the ocean. Show us your feet.
There you go. Jean has a background for like our podcast listeners that is very beachy and beautiful. And I wish I were where you claim to be, Jean.
Me too.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing with social media is I'll start reading and somebody go, listen, if you have a problem, you just come to my house because my door is always open. And I start thinking, wow, they are
Mhm.
so nice. And then at the end, they go, I've copied and pasted this, and you can too. And I think, are you kidding me? You can't just make up your own thing? Now I don't feel welcome at your home. A minute
Yeah.
ago, I was going to come over, knock on your door, and ask for a beer and a shoulder.
Similarly, I can't stand it when you meet oh, just come visit me anytime. Like I'm gonna drive an hour just to see if maybe you're there.
Right.
Like
Right,
I'm
and-
just gonna risk it.
Right. Don't
just
come visit
pop
me
over.
anytime.
Yeah.
You can visit Roseanne
Yeah.
anytime. Roseanne is always visitor ready. So if you choose to see one of us, please go visit Roseanne because I will hide under the table.
Well, she might be on a plane.
Fair. Frustrated on a plane. Yeah.
that food's not going to distribute itself.
That's
Right.
Handing it out.
Oh God.
Okay. You guys, either somebody can share something that they're busting at the seams to share, or you can also share a guilty pleasure that you know is not cool.
Sorry.
Yes.
Before we switch real quickly, I just want to say, Amanda, because a little bit in your honor, because I got you fixated on this whole seemingly insignificant thing that makes you irrationally angry.
You did.
I did switch up my question in a meeting earlier this week, and I did something that was small or minor that brought you outsized joy,
Ooh,
just to
I
kind of
love
put a more
it.
positive spin on it.
What is your smaller minor that brought you outsized joy?
Salad olives.
Yeah, girl, I feel you. I mean, yeah,
I'm addicted to salad olives at this point. And it can't be just olives.
Green or black?
Green.
Green.
I like
Yeah.
both.
stuffed or unstuffed?
Well, when they're salad olives, they're all chopped up. And so there's
Oh,
pimento too, but they're all chopped up. They're pre-chopped. I no longer want, I enjoy an olive in a salad. I've put olives in a salad. Why I never thought to cut them up, I don't know. But a jar of salad
interesting.
olives.
You almost veered into a pet peeve, Iffy. Because what if I took my feta stuffed olives and popped them on a salad, as I do? I do
That's
that.
fine.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, you can do whatever you want.
You're
but-
just saying, yes.
I mean, when I come over, and I'm going to hesitate because you've stuck your fingers in all the chocolates, like,
Add them under the table.
yeah, and none of it's clean. There's going to be lemon in the glass, all sorts of stuff. But
That's it.
yeah, I just thought salad olives are, they make me very happy.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Anybody else? I definitely.
People who say they're on their way and they haven't left yet.
Oh, my husband. He says, I'm home. But meanwhile, he's not. He's like 2 blocks away. I'm like, I would be seeing you if you were home. Yeah. Yeah. And it does irritate me. I'm with you on that. Anybody either pet peeve, guilty pleasure, or something that brings you outsized joy?
I mean, I've got some serious grocery store pet peeves.
Okay.
And I consider myself a feminist, and my husband would never label himself as a feminist, but based on his belief system, he is 100% a feminist. So he tells me I'm being like a little too feminist when I say this. I believe there should be either man-free Mondays at the grocery store or women-only Wednesdays at the grocery store. And my feeling behind this is anytime I'm in the grocery store and there's like an abandoned cart blocking an aisle, a walkway, or something, if you stand there and wait long enough, it's going to be a man that walks up to it. Like they just don't know appropriate grocery store etiquette or protocol, if you will. And they're kind of like, it's all about them. They're looking
Yes.
for the special type of potato chip. And so the world has to come to a grinding halt while they are looking for that. So I get very frustrated about that. People who don't understand grocery store etiquette, like put your cart to the side of the aisle so you're not in the way, so you're not in other people's way. And then just because I'm equal opportunity, on the flip side, when you go to the checkout lane, I often see this with women with very large purses or pocketbooks who, have this huge order. They put all their stuff up there. The cashier is ringing everything out and they're just standing there waiting. And then the cashier tells them how much it is. And they look at the cashier like, oh, you want me to pay for this now? Wait, I'm going to have to dig through this giant pocketbook that I have and look for something to actually pay for the food that I'm taking. So I like, those are like grocery store pet peeves for me where I'm just like, you're in your own little bubble. Like,
Yeah. I feel you. And you know what's interesting about that? I am the opposite to a fault. Like if I pull into my home, I'm already like, how can I open everything with me is speed, but to a fault, because sometimes my kids are like, calm down. I'm like, wait, why are you still sitting there? You should have your purse over your shoulder. The door should be unlocked. You should be out. I am very much about time management and getting from point A to point B. And it actually, it extends beyond the grocery store. And you just reminded me of that when you said that, because I would never, my thing would be in my hand, ready to go. What about you, Liz? Either guilty pleasure, pet peeve, or outsized joy.
I've been racking my brain trying to think of outsized joy, and nothing comes to mind. But so pet peeve, I will say I have tried to be off social media because every time I get on it, I just like freak myself out and get all upset. But it's the people on like a Facebook post who think they're funny. And like today, apparently there was some sort of an event at Panera and there were a couple cop cars, right? So somebody said, "Hey, what's happening at Panera?" And somebody's like, "Oh, their prices are a crime," or "They burnt the grilled cheese." Like stupid, like really stupid. Do you have to do that?
Unnecessary.
And it ticks me off. And then I keep reading them and get more ticked off. And then there's the person that says, "Well, why are you eating at Panera? Why aren't you like cooking at home?" And like they're giving unsolicited advice. And then it's like, then I'm even more ticked off by it. So yeah. So yeah.
I agree with
See?
you. Yes. I think to that extent on social media, what I really find irritating is when people use it as like a way to shame people. They'll be like, "I was behind this person that was driving too slow, too fast, whatever." And then they take a picture and they post it. I don't care what it is. I don't care how they parked. I don't care if the kid was crossing the street at the wrong time. Like, stop the whole public shaming thing. It's so annoying to me. And I'm immediately on the side of the person doing whatever it was that is offensive.
Yeah, like you've never made a mistake before, right?
Right.
Come on.
What also
Right.
just seems to me, and I'm assuming, Amanda, that you saw the picture of the car parked at Panera that was parked a little bit over the line. And
Yes.
I also think like most people wouldn't want to post their own license plate. So when you're posting the license plate of
Right.
somebody else, like,
It's so
are you
disrespectful.
inviting some sort of retribution? Like, I don't understand. Like,
Iffy. I am so with you.
Yeah.
And how angry do you have to be? Like, really, that made you that angry? I mean, listen, minor grievances happen all of the time. I love that I'm saying this on a podcast where I'm like, share your grievances. But at the same time, I guess a grievance is when other people have you just talked about outsized joy. Well, outsized grievance, it's like, calm down. Somebody's going to go in the wrong line. Somebody's going to park poorly. P.S. It's probably going to be me. And it's just, I agree with you. I know exactly that probably popped it into my head, in all
Yeah.
honesty. But yeah, and then the outsized joy thing, what makes me just like, I will jump up and down. If I ask somebody to meet me for coffee or tea or a glass of wine or be on the podcast, whatever, and they say yes, I can't believe it. And my husband will testify, because I will go, "Oh my gosh, I asked somebody to meet me for coffee and they said yes." and I get extremely happy. So that's my outsized joy thing.
Cats, they give me outsized joy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's silly, but
No.
I'll be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, look at them."
Yeah. I
Just
would say
sitting
that
there.
about dogs. Any dog. There's never been a dog I didn't like.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's one that gets me is and I love dogs,
Mhm.
right? But I'm not always in the mood to pet dogs. So when you're walking without a dog, sans dog, and you come across somebody's coming towards you and you kind of look at the dog and you think, "Oh, that's a nice dog." And that person immediately thinks that you now want to stop and have their dog like sniff you or lick you or
Iffy.
whatever.
That's hers too.
I'm like, yeah, sometimes I'll pet your dog, but not always.
I just don't know why, like, why do we all have to love dogs? Like, I don't know. I almost, I will say I nearly lost my mind and became one of those people who was like rudely responding to a public post on social media the other day when somebody was like, is there any place where you can have your dog outside to eat in Doylestown? And I was like, what's
They're
dog
everywhere.
free anymore?
Yeah.
People who bring their
Yeah,
dogs
if
everywhere.
you don't like
Yeah,
a lemon
that
in
makes
your
me
drink,
crazy.
just imagine a dog nose.
Like, I literally have sat outside at places waiting for those waiters to stop playing with the dogs.
We should just toss dirty lemons to all their dogs.
Well, this is part why
They'll
I
stop
don't need you to
bringing them.
handle the lemon. I've just watched you pet 15 different dogs. Like, yeah, and I just thought, like, where aren't people taking their dogs anymore?
No, just I can empathize. I'm with Roseanne. I'm a dog lover. Like a dog walks up to me on the street and they lick me. I am laying down on that sidewalk, rolling around, cuddling with them. However, I can appreciate that that is me and my personal comfort level with the dog. And it's not reasonable to expect that everybody would have that same reaction, I think, to a dog.
Right.
And I'm always shocked when people, I don't know, just assume that everybody's going to love a dog.
Mhm.
You know, and Liz, looks like you got a cat going on behind you. Big fan of the cats too. I've got 3.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
And really, I never pet a dog without asking an owner, can I
Right.
pet your dog? I mean,
Yeah.
that is just the wrong thing to do, is to just assume you can pet anyone's
Or
dog.
have your dog off leash.
Yeah, right.
It's-
Yeah.
I have to say that my dog is actually barking right now. I think she's offended by the whole discussion.
She heard the word dog and she's in. She knows that word.
Does your dog like herd you to bed? Like I have cats that are like, it's time to go to bed. Like,
She
let's
does.
move to the bedroom, please.
Yes. And our cats do that too, by the way. Yeah, our
Mhm.
dog and our cats, they are like, this is the schedule. Let's all,
Yep.
toe the line here. They do like that. And Iffy, you know how you were just talking about the car thing. Additionally, I walk my dog. I pick up poop. I hate it when other people don't pick up poop, but I just hate on social media all of the complaining because it's not going to change. So like in our community, people will say, people didn't pick up the poop. I'm like, no, they didn't. They are not going to read your post and change their way of behaving. I don't know what to tell you. You're just going to have to find another coping
and-
mechanism.
Like, we don't need the picture of it. Like,
Right?
like I understood what you meant.
Don't need to
Like, you
see it.
said somebody didn't pick up their poop. I got it. I didn't need the visual. Like, I got it.
It's like
And
the thing.
all I know is that you took the time to take the picture of the poop. You also did not clean it up. For all I know, it's still there. I will say, and this happened in my neighborhood, and is that somebody didn't clean up their poop, and I know who did it too. Like, went home, made a sign, brought it back, stuck it in the ground with an arrow that said, "This is rude," pointing at the poop. Yeah. And left it.
I mean, the level of effort
Just-
involved
yeah.
there.
Just
Yeah.
to make a point.
Yeah.
And I pull up because it was close to my place. I pull up, I see the sign that says, "This is rude." And I was like, well, that just puts me in a mood right there at the sign. Like, I don't even, because by the time I had been out of town, by the time I got home, the sign was still there. The poop was gone, and I was like, I don't want to read this sign every day. But yeah,
Yeah,
actually went home and
community
made a sign.
social media groups are out of control. I mean, you would think that like we were living in post-apocalyptic times by the way people describe.
Well,
the
we are,
horrific
Gene,
things that
by
are
the way.
happening.
It's like, I don't know where
It's
you're
like-
living, but
Yeah, it's like
Not at the
we're in
beach.
Baghdad. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is. It's that irrational. It's interesting that there's just kind of this level of rage that is just accessible for like tiny things, but things that seem to require some level of outrage or just, whatever. But again, that's another podcast. So you guys, see, ladies.
Hey, ladies.
is it maybe the
Yeah,
way you say
ladies.
ladies?
Ladies.
Ladies, Like that I
Yes.
get, but
There's nothing. There's
No
no way that it's good.
camaraderie.
Even when people are so sweet and nice and they come over and they go, ladies, I am instantly like, no, no, no. And I know I fully accept that it is some sort of something in me that is damaged, but I am not, it feels, I know it's not sexist. I know it's not, but it feels it to me. And I can't quite put my finger
There's
on
some
it.
trauma there that you need to address.
I need to unpack that. I think Roseanne can help me.
I think we had too many sisters, nuns that were like,
We did have a lot of
ladies,
nuns in our lives.
ladies. So,
Exactly.
See, I'm
And
a
I
fallen
think,
Catholic, so there you go.
yes, well, so are we.
yeah, 12 years of Catholic school. It does
Yeah,
something
but we
girl.
did have a lot of like, I think that might be it. There was a lot of stuff about being a lady, and I'm just like, yeah, no, no, it's not happening, people. And you can't make me be a lady. Suddenly, I turn a corner, an emotional corner. So as we wrap up, what are we missing? Is there anything you really think has to be just like, I mean, Iffy, you have one more that needs
I
to
have
be
plenty
probably said.
more.
Okay.
Because, and you know, and again, the irony of this question is that the first time it was asked of me, I was like, I'm generally a very calm person. I don't really get outraged. And then I was like, wait a minute, and just ran through my list.
Yeah.
But yes, like I shared with the group, like if you're stapling a packet of papers together, like diagonal, don't like, let's make that easy to fold the page back. So don't staple incorrectly. I have very strong feelings about how people use binder clips because I feel like there are oftentimes that people use an oversized binder clip, and it may feel like that project was really large for you to pull together, but it doesn't require a large binder clip. Like you got like, frankly, you have 3-4 sheets of paper. That's a paper clip. You don't need any binder. But if you're going to use a large, extra large binder clip, there best be lots of paper to your project.
What if you anticipate that
Nope.
there's going to be more paper joining that soon, and you're trying to be
Are
efficient
you
with time?
So you go into a meeting, Jean,
I'm
and
just
you're
trolling
like,
you.
I have like these 5 sheets of paper, but I think maybe someone's going to take a ream of notes and need to hold it all together. No, it's not going to happen. And I 100% lectured staff members on this because I have a thing for office supplies. I like office supplies. People knew they could come find a plethora of binder clips in all different sizes in my office.
Yeah.
And I had someone come to me very specifically looking for large, extra large binder clips. And I said, do you actually need extra large? Yes, I was in the meeting that she was in. She handed out her project. It did not require an extra large. And I said to her later, I get that felt like a big project for you to work on, but we weren't clipping your feelings together. Like smaller binder clip. So I think that's another big thing for me. I also Sharpies have a right and wrong way to go into a cup holder.
What's the right way and what's the wrong way?
The tip's supposed to be down. And I get that
I
it makes
agree.
it harder for you
What
to know
color
what
it is.
color it is. I know, but let's take care of the
Dishwasher.
Sharpie.
Dishwasher, tongs down. Anyone who doesn't do tongs down is a psychopath.
I'm with you, Jean. I'm with
Yeah.
you.
All
dangerous.
just forks or So-
I do everything.
Everything
Knives,
down.
Tongs.
The part
No,
you
everything
hold
should
is
go
at the
down.
top
I saw the dishwasher
Yes.
guy
and the
on
bottom.
TikTok say that you're supposed to alternate all of your cutlery if you have a basket like that. Because it
No.
it lets it up
Dangerous,
and down,
Liz.
up and down.
My takeaway from that, Liz, was that you watched somebody teach you how to load a dishwasher. Like, thank God Amanda said, let's do this on Friday night, because otherwise,
Liz would be watching dishwasher
On
man.
TikTok.
this is like next week, microwave.
Okay, there's a joy. There's a joy. Don't you guys watch those cleaning
No.
videos?
sometimes.
No.
Right?
Sometimes.
It's just so
He said
relaxing.
sometimes.
So get that stain out of
Hey,
there.
sometimes.
Yes.
Of course you did.
Yes.
No. No. And Roseanne will tell you, Roseanne when we were little, I would lay on my bed while Roseanne cleaned my room, and I did not ever once consider that I should help her.
Well, I
She just
could not
couldn't.
sleep there in that
Yeah.
condition. Just saying, it was a sleepover. So I have to
And
fix
I was
this
like,
before I
you
can
got to do what you
stay.
got to do.
Right. What a
Roseanne would just come in, and I had weird stuff going on. Like I believed I was Asian. And so I did all of this stuff in my room that made it feel in my mind like it was China. But that meant that I was like thumbtacking blankets to the ceiling. Kind of weird stuff.
I don't know where I go
And
with that.
what?
Is anybody past the fact that she thought she was Asian?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm looking at her going, you don't, not
Yeah.
even a little bit.
No.
Not even a little bit. You
Not a
don't
speck.
pass.
Yeah, I can't explain it. It's amazing that Roseanne has maintained this friendship.
You were an Asian wannabe. That's all. You were.
I really was. Okay, you guys, any last minute thoughts before we part ways?
I'll give one for I just thought I was having trouble thinking of something that gives me unreasonable joy, but I love that rare day where you really don't have to do anything, and you could just curl up in a good chair with a blankie and a book and a cup of something delicious and just do nothing all day and just read or watch a good movie and just have a day where it's like completely stress-free.
I
It's a
love
good
it.
day.
Yeah.
I have one now because I thought about it. And so I cannot sing at all. I'm a terrible singer. Anybody who knows me knows I'm a terrible singer. But there's nothing better than being in the car with the windows up and that song comes on the radio
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
through your playlist or whatever. And
Yeah.
all of a sudden, Evanescence, right? And Amy, right? There we go.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I love that.
yeah.
Yeah. I love both of those, and I get such joy from both of those. Like a great day of doing nothing and not feeling guilty about it.
Yeah,
'cause
well,
you have to talk
that's the
yourself
key.
into that.
Yeah.
And then I also cannot carry a tune if my life depended on it. So
So you have to sing in private. So you need
yeah,
this
so that
private
song
spaces.
that comes on,
Yep.
that's your jam, like just screaming it at the top of your lungs.
Yep.
And then there's also a very simplistic, I am a list maker. And you give me a black Sharpie and I have accomplished things on my list and I cross it off. And it is like the best feeling in the world.
It's almost sexy, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's delicious. I love that too.
Me too. Me too. I'm down with that.
I love it.
At the risk of bursting people's bubbles, and I love crossing things off a list too, I don't think it's sexy to anyone else. It's just you feeling sexy as you're doing it.
Jack? Yeah.
I don't think that man that snuck into the grocery store on Monday sees Kristen crossing something off the list and is like, damn girl.
Damn, girl. Ooh. Damn, lady.
That's right. Oh my God, that's funny. Roseanne, what about you? Any unreasonable joy? Just getting into bed after 2 days in the airport?
Yeah, there is something about getting into your own bed,
Yeah.
your
Mhm.
very own bed. Like we stayed at a couple places while we were out. None of the sheets are good enough. Like my sheets are glorious on my bed. And yeah, we got in that bed and I was just like, this is heaven. This is amazing.
Your own pillow.
Of course,
Yeah.
it was 2 nights of lost sleep, so maybe that's why they felt so good. But yeah, but your own bed, your own sheets, your own pillow. My God, yeah, you take it for granted.
Mhm.
True. Yeah, and my dog. So,
What'd you say?
and my dog. And
What
my
do you mean
dog.
your dog?
Having the joy of a dog, just having a dog.
But you don't have a dog right now, right?
Oh well, my dog has died. My dog died recently. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I would like to
You
have a
guys,
dog.
I'm very sorry that I had to bring that up. but
My
I was
dead cat
confused.
Twinkles brought me a lot of joy. Thanks.
I just wanted to make sure that Roseanne did not
Didn't
get
get a dog and
dog.
not tell you. Oh, you know, I would tell you the second I got another
I
dog.
was
The
like,
second. Oh,
sorry,
but no, having a
sorry, I
dog,
had to
being
bring
with
this
my
all
dog,
down.
yeah, that's a big joy for me, having my dog. Yeah, I wish I had my dog. Be happier.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh well.
You guys, thank you so much because I think, to me, there's something joyful about just sharing like the truth, just being authentic. And that is why I love a discussion like this. I really do. I think, I don't know, I get pleasure from the little idiosyncrasies of being a human being. So I appreciate that you came on. And now I do think that we should do like different topics and make this a thing.
I'm in.
I'm in.
Sounds good.
Does it give you like so much joy that we're all like
I mean, she's gonna
saying
pee
yes?
herself in
Yeah.
a second. 'Cause
We
all
said
said
yes, she's dying.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, in gratitude for you setting all this up, we'll set up a time. We'll go to the country club. We'll order club sandwiches. Just, you and the other ladies.
Yeah.
Bring all the dogs, all the dogs.
And we'll bring all of
And
our
a little
washed
thank you
lemon
box
in
of
the water.
chocolates that have
Drinks
all
with
been checked for
lemons.
you.
We'll say,
Lots of
pop those
lemons.
lemons in.
Lots of lemons. You know that country club is dropping all sorts
And
of lemons.
Roseanne, you're gonna fly on 17 different flights to get
That's
here
right.
to join us.
Right. And I am checking my bag.
and she is standing up as soon as that plane lands.
That's
Putting
right.
your butt right in somebody's face.
That's it.
Yeah. And
Oh.
as a final, I think we can all, except for Roseanne, agree that we are never paying for our carry-ons.
Not gonna happen.
I'm not paying for any of my bags. I'm just gonna roll up to the gate and be like, "Up, check it."
That's it.
That's right.
Never
I
pay to
love
check
it.
your bag.
Hey, thanks so much for listening. Thank you for being a valued part of the Soulful community. Thank you to William Aronson for writing, recording, and producing the Soulful Connections theme song. And finally, always know you're not alone. We are connected. We're all in this thing together. And you and your story are important. Let's just keep on connecting.